Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Hopefully, everybody's doing good. All right, so we just gonna jump right into it. I'm not even gonna do a whole lot of preface. The title is 57 and Broke, and I need y'all to hear. It's a 23-minute video. We're gonna try to get through as much of it as possible, but I need y'all to listen closely. We're gonna be stopping, and we're going to be discussing.
Hey everybody, I am recording this in my car, which I don't record in my car very often. I usually will do it at home with a full setup, but I wanted to jump on. And as you all know, one of my slogans is truth, transparency, and triumph. And I have, been wanting to share things, but it is difficult because I battle with who's going to watch it? Is my family going to see this? Are those quote unquote so-called friends or my foes, whatever, going to see this? But I also say, which is my tagline, I tell my truth without shame and guilt so you can tell yours. Well, I'm going to start here. I've been trying to figure out where to start. I pre-recorded originally a video about me and the first guy that I dated in college. And I scrapped all of that because it was really, the way I did it was boring. I was bored with my own video. But I don't know how long this is going to be, but like I'm in my car, I'm actually at work, and this is during lunchtime. And I said, Celeste, if you don't do it now, you won't do it. It has been really tough for me. And because of some decisions that I have made that I regret making. I always talk about Atlanta. And I feel like when I left my corporate job, making a good salary, and decided to chase a dream, thinking everything would fall into place, things would be in order, my life blew up. It has not been the same in 3 years. And I've had
3 years. This woman is 57 as of the recording of this video. 3 years ago, she was like 54. So 3 years ago, you had work stability. I'm not going to say security, because at any time you can be laid off, but you had work stability. You had income stability. You were already 54 at the time. You left your job to come to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Like, you came to Atlanta to chase a dream of all things, to be in the entertainment industry, namely acting, which is difficult enough to be in when you're young, and when you've got the energy to grind at it, and when you've got the look, and when you've got all of those things going for you. Landing an acting job or anything in the entertainment field is already difficult enough because it's saturated with a whole lot of wannabes. The entertainment, any entertainment industry, acting, singing, sports, all kinds of forms of entertainment, is flooded with wannabes. Lots of people with talent, Lots of people that don't got no talent. People that know somebody, and people that don't know nobody. People with the ambition and the work ethic, and people with the ambition without the work ethic. There's a lot of people that dream of going into modeling and singing and acting and dancing and all of these other things that never pan out, no matter how hard they try, because there are so many people trying to do the exact same thing, and only so many are going to get these breaks. So you were already 54 making this type of decision. She started out the video trying to talk about how she was going to talk about an old flame from college, which lets me know that she was thinking about, if I had a man's guidance, I probably wouldn't have been making all these stupid decisions. But she didn't. And likely she didn't feel that she ever needed any structure or anybody's order from any man, whether that be brothers, fathers, because it don't have to be husband, but brothers, fathers, uncles, good male friends that would look out for you and maybe have some advice for you, you know what I'm saying, on how you might want to move, doing some things here and there, just general male foresight, whether this is coming from a romantic relationship or not. We're going to let it continue.
A lot of thoughts around it, and I may talk longer than I need to, but so I'm sorry. And I might have to break this up. But when today was a hard day. Reality is something else. I recognize that most of it is my doing and undoing. And honestly, I really want God to wave a magical wand and take me back to the day I was going to resign and listen to the advice I was given. But I didn't, because I think I'm grown and I have the answers. And I found out I don't. I used to say I would want to go back before that bad relationship out of college. And I'll talk about that. But I don't want to go back that.
She don't talk about that because 9 times out of 10, she might not have been the only person to blow it up, but she has something to do with blowing up that relationship because she's thinking about it. At 57, she's thinking about a relationship that happened in college. She has something to do with blowing it up. She has something to do with blowing that up. She blew that up. She blew it. She blew it with that guy. She fumbled him. Because ain't no way you still thinking about a relationship that went bad that was his fault. And he fumbled you. Ain't no way you still even, there's no way you still even mentioning that relationship. There ain't no way. You fumble him. And he may have been doing, y'all young, so he might have been doing some little foolishness too. But when it was all said and done, she fumbled him. Because now she can't get it out of her head. At 57, you can't get it out your head. Something that happened 30 some odd years ago. As the old folk used to say, 30 some odd years ago. You still think about that? And the other thing that it tells me is you have not had a worthy relationship since. The way she knows she fumbled him is because she has not found him again. In them 30 some odd years, she has not found that man again. But we gonna let it ride.
I just want to go back 3 years. The scary part about it is, even if I had made what I thought would be the perfect decisions, it doesn't mean anything would have ended up differently. I still could have been in this predicament. I didn't see this coming. I thought I had prepared, and evidently I didn't, which makes me think about
how you thought you was prepared when in the very beginning she said something very key. Where are we at? 3 minutes and 33 seconds. I'm gonna bring it back, and then we're gonna fast forward back to this point. But I want y'all to hear what she said in the beginning.
recording this in my car, which I don't record in my car very often. I usually will do it at home with a full setup, but I wanted to jump on. And as you all know, one of the things, but it is difficult because I battle with who's going to watch ends or my foes, whatever, going to see this. But I also say, which is my tagline, I tell my truth without shame and guilt so you can tell yours. Well, I'm going to start here. I've been trying to figure out where to start. I pre recorded originally a video about me and I scrapped all of that. I don't know how long this is going to be, but like I'm in my car, I actually won't do it. It has been really tough for me. And because of some decisions that I have made that I regret making. I always talk about Atlanta. And I feel like when I left my corporate job, making a good salary, and decided to chase a dream, thinking everything would fall into place, things would be in order.
She thought, did you hear her? She said she thought everything would fall into place. I need y'all to listen to the wording. We're going to go back to where we left off. Fall into place means that you did not have a working plan. Fall into place. Nothing falls into place. Nothing. If you want certain things to happen, then you have to make the necessary plans and steps in order to do the best that you think you can do to make that outcome come true. You have to actually put in the work. You have to think about it. You have to set the goals. You have to set the plan. You have to think about what you got to do in order to work towards certain things. This is silly. This is teenage stuff where you think you could just move somewhere, like you can move out your family house and go to a different city where don't nobody know you and stuff's supposed to fall into place. Now, you ain't tried to figure out where you're going to live. You ain't tried to figure out where you're going to work. You have not figured out and solidified none of this stuff, but you flying by the seat of your pants. You too old for that. At 50 some odd years old, you too old for that. We're going to go back to where we was at.
Okay, so what happened was, let me just go back. When I left my corporate job, I was 54, I believe, 53, 54. And I'm on the latter half of my life. And sometimes I think and ask myself, what was I thinking? Was it really that important to you? Could you not have just kept it going and done this later? But I didn't. So I stepped out. I believed everything would fall into place and I would be okay. And y'all, when God tells you something, listen and be obedient to it. And I didn't. And I know that is part of the reason I'm having issues today. When I left to go to Atlanta to pursue acting, I kept hearing, you're not going to need to look for a job. You're not going to need to look for a job. And unbeknownst to me, he had something waiting for me. Before I left, someone here in Memphis connected me to somebody in Atlanta about, working a job. And I started going through the process, the interview, filling out the application, and able to do the job. It was something that was right up my alley. Unfortunately, I allowed myself to I self-sabotaged. And I said, you know what? I can't do this job. I'm going to be acting. I don't know when I'll need off, when I'll do this, A, B, C, and D. Made an excuse because I'm thinking it's going to be okay. You'll get someplace steady, consistent. You'll be able to take off when you need to, and so forth. Because I'm thinking
That was the steady and consistent, ma'am. That was the steady and consistent. You took your fool self to Atlanta. God said, look at her. She ain't even got nothing planned. Let me give her something. Look at her, y'all. Somebody come look at this. He called the angels over. He called the malaikahs over. He said, somebody come look at this. All the way to Atlanta to act as an old woman. That's number one. So then the Most High said, I'm going to give you something to hold you because you're not going to get this acting job. I don't know what you think. Listen, let me give you a couple of dollars. Work the money. Something you know how to do. And she didn't do it. Now, this is key. The reason this is key is because she said out of her own mouth, she don't even listen to God. Do you really think she has ever truly listened to a man? She just sat here and told the whole world she don't listen to the Most High. The Most High has given her clear indication what to do, how to do, put a job in her lap that she turned down.
Again, I don't want to interrupt or get anybody else in trouble. If I had been a little bit more wise and I guess maybe selfish, I would have taken the job without question. That was in October of 2022, rolling into November. I did not find a job until, oh my gosh, September of 2022, almost a whole year. I hustled. I drove DoorDash. I did Amazon deliveries. I worked overnight at Walmart. I did everything I could. And I'm sorry, y'all. I did it's called Insta work, everything I could. And then I also ended up withdrawing my pension and my retirement because I just didn't have enough money.
So this is a life of fumbling. You fumbled a man 90,000 years ago. You probably fumbled a couple men, but that one was the most important because that's the one you still talk about. You fumbled, you went and got yourself secured in a job. I don't know what kind of job market she think is going on now. It is not the same as when we was looking for jobs, even in the early 2010s. Not the same when you was looking for jobs in the 90s. Not the same when you was looking for jobs in the early 2000s. See, you could find a job. You could find a job. Now, during and after the pandemic, that job market changed drastically. This is one reason why Gen Z is having such a time of it. See, older millennials and Xers don't understand why Gen Z can't get it together. Some of them, you know what I'm saying, don't have good work ethic. They entitled, blah, 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 blah. And that's a problem. But also, the job market is problematic because it is not a lot out here to begin with. And furthermore, what is available, it usually don't pay your basic bills. Working 40 hours a week at a minimum paying job, minimum wage paying job will not pay your bills. It will not pay your bills. You got to live with somebody, or you got to be at home, or you got a roommate up and things of that nature. So when we was getting jobs in 2008, 9, and 10, we was actually getting jobs that could pay you a little something. Now, you may have had to live a little poor, but you could pay a little something. Now, that's not quite like that. So bad decision, really after bad decision, you waited till you got old. You is gray-headed, ma'am. It's more salt than it is pepper. And you waited till you was gray-headed. She just said she had to draw her pension. You worked probably at that job. You was probably at that job a good 15, 20 years. You was probably at that job. Tanked it. Torpedoed it. Because you trying to act. You trying to act. Ma'am. Acting? Are you serious? Acting? You thought that there were a lot of spots in Hollywood for an older Black woman that don't really look all that good? You look matronly, or like the old folk used to say, you look mammy-made. You're mammy-made. Huh? You ain't even a sexy older woman or a fine older woman. Come on now. This is more believable if you've been acting since you was young and you turn into an old lady in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? A Meryl Streep or somebody. You know, Meryl Streep was the hot stuff back in the day, but she an old woman now. And she made the transition. You know, Meryl Streep old, so she play old. Jamie Lee Curtis, she old. She play old now.
And this is not how I expected things to go. I really didn't, because I'd always landed on my feet. And this is the first time I had not. So I went and I finally got a job and was working at a company. I talked to them, told them I do acting. Every now and then I might need some time off. Because, I wasn't doing like big time. I wasn't gone all the time. It was fine. They hired a manager who had a problem with it. And she didn't want to give me any additional opportunities. She had issue with me. And I'm a worker. I'm dependable. Most of the time I was there, and I would look around and I would see other people not showing up for work, leaving early, coming late. And that's not how I work. I'm going to be on time. I'm sorry. I'm going to be on time. I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to leave I'll leave at my designated hour if I don't have anything else hanging or, over.
Now this I believe that she looked like one of them women, because that's all that she has, and that she take a lot of pride in it. So I believe her. When she work in them little offices and stuff like that, she's the quintessential worker. She is. She gonna be on time. She gonna be nice to her co-workers. She gonna help the new co-workers and stuff like that. It's the only thing in her life that is normal and stable and doesn't reflect a bad decision. So she take pride in doing it. So that I believe. Everything else in her life kaput. That be the only thing that look right and feel right and that's going good.
I eventually ended up leaving in April because she was riding me. And I was like, I am not going to put up with this. Well, sorry, was checking to see if someone else was there, but I ended up finding another job. I was working Amazon in the warehouse. Did that for a while. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And eventually got another job. Okay, that was April. In July, started a new job in July 10th. It was a contract to hire position. So I was getting on my feet and everything. And I felt bad because my goal was the young lady I was living with, I was only going to be there a year. And I ended up being there the whole time, minus maybe a couple of months, few months. Because what ended up happening, I got my job, I was getting on my feet. I was like, I want my own place. Um, Moved out, and the place I moved into was roach infested. And I thought, okay, maybe this is a fluke. I'm seeing a few. They terminated. It's probably been empty a while. But no. Y'all, I slept in my bedroom, tried to cover the door so they couldn't get in. It didn't matter. They got in. I woke up one morning and there was some crawling up the wall. And I thought, I can't do this. I had ordered furniture and I had to cancel that order. I never unpacked, and then I would have to unpack when I got ready to leave. But I finally was like, I've had enough of Atlanta. Nothing's working out. I'm broke. I can't seem to get on my feet. I'm not bouncing back. I was stressed. I thought I'm going home, and I had been talking to my sister and everything, and I hate it because I felt like I quit too soon and I gave up, but I did not. I felt as if I didn't have a choice. So I talked to my employer and she said I could work remote if I committed for 2 years. Y'all, when you get ready to make a major decision, talk to God first. Because you can talk to people and they will talk you out of what you ask God for. Because I asked God specifically if I could have a job, I could work remote, I could stay with this company, and I could move back to Memphis. Well, in my ear, and then even me, so I can't blame it on them because it was my fault.
I'm gonna tell you who them is. Them is all her little girlfriends. Them is her little girlfriends. Okay. And these are her little girlfriends. They could be single and comfortable, or they not. Likely they're single. Now she just said again, she hard-headed again. This the second time that God put a job in her lap that she said no to. After asking specifically for what he gave her. And then you let your little friends, your little girlfriends, what do they know? They ain't got no insight or foresight. They don't know what's going on. They don't care what the outcome gonna be. It's tea to them, girl. You talking on the phone to them, girl. That's tea. That's a tea conversation. Oh, girl, she can't find no job, girl. And all this other stuff. When you should have just took the job and called it a cheap afternoon and counted your blessings and thanked the Lord for him giving you something after struggling and doing DoorDash and Amazon and barely making ends meet and stuff like that. He give you something that you asked for and you spit in his face. Did you not? We gonna get back to her spitting in his face. But for now, after these messages, we'll be right back. The link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Please go ahead to that website, click that link, and purchase you and those who you love, friends and family, some of this wonderful body butter and also other personal care products. These are very high quality products as well. You will not be disappointed. The link, once again, is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. If this is going to be your very first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the code Crimson at checkout. We're going to continue this, but give me 1 second. My apologies. So we're going to come, or let me get to the super chats and then we're going to come back to it. Thank you, Chris. Anaya said, love your videos. Thank you for keeping us accountable. My pleasure, sweetheart. Love you too. And I appreciate your contribution. Thank you, Pharaoh, said Medea younger sister going through it. She sounds emo, not Medea younger sister. Thank you, Zoo Keeper, says she looks like the actor James Earl Jones. Thank you, John, said the supply Hattie made is far away to demand. In Hollywood, back to the state office. Thank you, Mogul Maze, for your contribution. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, David. Say hello, Sister Kendra. Hope your day is going great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Through the Fire podcast. So this woman looked in the mirror and didn't see an old woman. Thank you once again. Pharaoh said, why are we desperate for fame more than stability? Thank you, Quiet Faith. Been a member for 6 months. Says she's so articulate, she can talk herself into anything. Thank you once again. Pharaoh said, job so bad, a stripper made $4 one night, but that's due to gender war problems too. And thank you, Terenzo said, them is her characters inside her head. She's responsible for herself, and that's all. She's really a 57-year-old bum, not a bum. But let's continue. So she's ignoring God, and she let herself and her little friends talk her out of sensible decisions.
On a decision, I decided not to work remote. I regretted that because I'm thinking I'll go back to my old company. That did not happen. And I'm still not there. I've been back since August of 2024. And it is, what month is this? This is February of 2025. I applied for several positions and I have enough rejection emails from them. If I printed them out, I could wallpaper at least one wall. I am not going back. I don't know what's on my file, but they are not hiring me back.
You a quitter. That's what's on your file. She quit. She quit it. We ain't do nothing to her. She just quit. Jobs get real vindictive. They don't care how long you was there or what kind of seniority you had. You lost all of that when you left. They don't hardly care about it when you stay. So jobs do not have loyalty to workers. Companies and stuff like that don't have no loyalty to employees. You can give your whole life to them and they don't reward that. Okay? They don't incentivize you and your loyalty. But they definitely be feeling away if you don't show loyalty to them. So they said, forget you and everybody look like you. We're gonna hire her no more. Oh, that's she on our file. Again, you demonstrating being hard-headed because they told you no. Talking about you can wallpaper a wall. It told you no. Further than that, God told you no. The Most High told you no. Still don't be listening. Hard-headed make a soft what? See, now he got to whoop you. And we be wondering why our life going the way it's going. Because we don't listen to what the Most High got to say. Then it make him whoop us. And then that we want to cry about it. Oh, life ain't going, this way and that way. Really? It's not. It is not. Wow. She one of them chicks. She could always get a man because her demeanor is not overbearing initially. I'm gonna tell you what her problem reason why she can't do things, because she's saying why. She's actually saying it. The way that she's moving with the job thing and with what she wants. Here's the thing with her. She's a soft-spoken hardhead. She's a soft-spoken, hard-headed hyena. She think because she not gonna argue with you and she not gonna cuss and clown and stuff like that and raise her voice, she not gonna do that. She not one of them. She not gonna do that. But you know what she is gonna do? Every time you give her the play, she gonna second guess it and do what she wanna do. Every time a man give her the leadership, she gonna take out of it what she think is beneficial, and then she gonna ask this one and that one up behind the leadership that he give her, and then she gonna do a mixture of what he said and a little bit of what her girlfriend said and a little bit of what this one said, and then she gonna do that. Now, in her mind, she doing quote unquote the right thing. She did do it, but now when it don't work, she have to come back to her man to say how it didn't work. And when he get to digging about what exactly did she do or not do, what he gonna come to realize is that she didn't do what he said she should do. She did some other stuff. That's her problem. And she's consistent with that. She consistently does that. That's how she fumbled that man in college. He was study trying to get her the playbook. And maybe she didn't respect because they were around the same age or something like that. Maybe she didn't respect his leadership ability. You know, he young and, you know, maybe she feel like, well, I know too. She said it in the beginning, because I'm grown and I think I have the answer. That's her whole problem. I'm telling you, just listen to people talk. It astounds me when people say that they can't vet people. We have been listening to this woman a total of just past 10 minutes, and I've dissected her entire mindset. You can't tell me people can't be vetted. If it's hard to vet, get your discernment up. Get your weight up in the discernment department. Because ain't no way that you yourself is past a certain age and can't hear folks talking and hear what they saying. She said it out of her mouth. Because I'm grown and I think I have all the answers. And then followed it up and said, apparently I don't. And then continues to tell us in all the ways that she thought she was too grown even for God to tell her what to do. And she thought second guessing up, like my daddy used to say, figging behind him. My daddy used to say that. I don't need nobody figuring behind me. And that's what she do. And a lot of women do this. They figure behind me. Go to somebody, God, a man, whoever, to get guidance. And then when the guidance come, and then they figure behind it. If you was going to do what you wanted to do anyway, What you ask questions for? I don't allow people to ask me questions when they do that. If it's people in my life or around me that always asking for advice and then they do what they want to do, I stop them from doing it. Don't ask me nothing. I have lost friends over that. Study want advice. And I told one girl, and she stopped talking to me. Because every time I would give her my best advice, she would do the complete opposite. And then not only that, would come crying back about how what she didn't work. And she did that one too many times. And she came crying about this and that. I said, I don't know what you're telling me for. Oh, well, I want some help. I said, no, you don't. I said, you just want something to talk about. I said, I'm not giving you nothing. I said, because the last few times I gave you my best advice, and has you actually done it, things would have came out a little better than that. But you didn't. You did what you wanted to do. I said, so you do what you want to do. So do what you want to do. Don't ask me nothing. I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you no advice. You don't take no advice. You're hard-headed. You do what you want to do. And you ain't gonna help. No. Do you want something to eat, girl? You want to go get us some JJ's fish? Cause what? Boop. Talking about. You ain't gonna stress me out.
Period. So I've had to live with that. You know, before I left, my boss told me, don't leave. But I left anyway. Much regret. But here I am, February, and I realized, oh, I'm sorry, back in August, I moved in with someone, and it was not the ideal situation. I had conversations with this person before, and I should have gone with what I knew. In the beginning, the person didn't want me to move in, and I should not have. Eventually, she opened up her doors to me. And
so you po-mouthed because of your decisions. Heard what she said? She po-mouthed to one of her friends. They didn't want her to move in, girl. Because she probably know you be up to a lot of shenanigans. And just you kind of hard-headed. You know. Silly. You silly. And girl, she ain't want to be bothered with that. But you study po-mouthed. Didn't you? And she, girl, come on. You know, because you're just being so pathetic.
And it wasn't horrible, but there were challenges. And I had there are other things I won't discuss, but there were challenges. But she allowed me. We set our rent. She was very kind about it and everything because I was still looking for a job. So I just tried to make sure I could give her, you know, what we agreed upon every month. And I did. I got here. I DoorDashed. I did anything I could. Mostly was DoorDash to make money so I could try to keep up with my bills. Something happened and I felt it was time for me to move out. I did get a contract position in October, but by that time I was behind on a few things, not severely.
She trying not to say that woman got tired of her. It wasn't about the money. It was not about the woman, the money. It was about you. She didn't want your energy. You would go to work and stuff like that, you know, to help pay your half. I believe that. The lady that she moved in with probably knew that. She knew that wasn't going to be the issue. The issue is she'll want you in her space, beloved. Okay. She didn't want you in her space. She might have had a little something be coming through. Now he can't do that. You know what I'm saying? She was living a single life and stuff like that, girl. And you just here. Girl, when you gonna move? She was just making it uncomfortable. You know how folk energy just be is uncomfortable. The energy said she just didn't want you here. She probably wasn't doing nothing to her either. The lady probably wasn't doing nothing to her directly, but just the energy. So you can't get around the energy. She just didn't want you over there. So you found a place yet? You know.
Moved out, got my own place. And I am happy about having my own place because ain't nothing like going home and it's quiet. Run through your house, however you want to. So, decorate how you want to, move things around like you want to. You know what I'm saying? Moved in, just felt that, apply for the apartment, applied, moved in. It's a good apartment complex. Rent is not ridiculous. It's decent in my opinion.
Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?
Still on a contract position, trying to make ends meet. They are waving at each other. Every now and then they shake hands. And I don't know what happened in the last 30 days. And it just seemed like everything, it's as if the bottom is falling out. And I go through this, God, I've done everything I believe you've asked me to do. I do need to have a little bit more joy behind it. I believe I'm where I'm.
This is where we start in with the delusions. After giving us a full, nearly almost 15 minutes of telling us your hard-headed story, now you gonna sit up here and say that you told God you believed that you was doing what he wanted you to do? Is you out of your mind? You just got through not 3 minutes ago telling us how you didn't have the job that he gave you twice now. You just said that you believe that the reason why you're going through what you're going through is because you did not listen. Now, all of a sudden, in minute 13, now you've been an obedient soldier. I could put a little bit more joy behind it. You could put some of that, you could put some obedience behind it. And what you can do. Put your thinking cap on. What you can do. You ain't got your thinking cap on. You ain't got your listening ears in or nothing. Just deaf, dumb, and blind running through life. And you're too old. You done put God's name in this and ain't followed damn thing. So busy trying to be right and justify everything that you're doing and going through. You want to do what you want to do, and then you want God to come save it. Do he have the ability to save it? Yes. But the problem with that is that he sent you through life so you could do the work. You got to do it. He is not your fairy godmother. And she said that in this video, I kind of want God to wave a magic wand. It don't work like that. You are 57. You are kicking 60 in the butt. You have been here nearly 6 decades. And if you ask her, she'll tell you she's a Christian and all this other kind of stuff, believe in God and you know what I'm saying, and Jesus and all this other kind of stuff. But you ain't listened to damn thing. And you done went through 6 decades of life and you still think he's your fairy godmother? That he just gonna come and poop, 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 and your life gonna be right and you ain't did no work. You ain't introspected. You sitting in this car like you doing introspection, but really you ain't took accountability for nothing. Because accountability is more than just saying, I made the decisions, it was my fault. Accountability comes with, why did I make them decisions? Why am I being so hard-headed? What's going on with me? What is it in my spirit that's so disobedient? I got a rebellious spirit. I rebel against everything. Even my own good sense, I rebel against that.
Supposed to be. I believe I was supposed to come back to Memphis. I believe I was supposed to go to this place, do this, X, Y, and Z. Why am I struggling? Where is the support? And I keep thinking back, he set everything up, and I feel like I spit in his face.
You did.
And I'm being punished.
Yeah.
But I know that's not how God works.
No, that's exactly how it works. And that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. Folk think God don't punish. Best your punishment here than later. Because really he's trying to get you to see what you're doing and why is it stupid. It's not punishment for punishment's sake. He's not being mean. God is not being mean. But you also not going to laugh and mock in his face either. Not going to play. He not playing. He not for play. What are you doing? Because you cry to me when nothing's going right. And then when I try to set you up, you spit in my face and go your way. We'll teach you about that. I'll teach you a lesson about that. You cry unto me, Lord, Lord, but your heart is far from me. You're not obedient in the good times when I done got you good and set up and stable. Then it hits you, and now you know, ain't no atheist in a foxhole now. Now you know my name. You know everything you're supposed to do. You wake up in the morning and you read your scripture and all that kind of stuff. Soon as I give you something and you think you got to, I ain't even put it in your hand good before you done ran off. God don't work like that. He absolutely works like that. Yes, he do. Keep on being hard-headed. You being hard-headed and also professing belief. You can't do that.
These are the repercussions of my own actions. And I'm not angry at him, but I am angry with myself. And it's been tough. I have one person who I tell everything to. And I know somebody watching this thinks it's them, but it's not. Sorry, I almost went somewhere. Because I realized you cannot share with people even if they're considered a friend. I just got to a point where I was tired of being stuff thrown back in my face, no support. Sometimes I just need people to listen. And
she didn't want no accountability. Heard what she said? I'm gonna run it back. These the kind of friends these chicks want.
face, no support. Because I realized you cannot share with people even if they're considered a friend. I just got to a point where I was tired of being stuff thrown back in my face, no support. Sometimes I just need people to listen and let me just have my moment and not criticize me for it. But I'm gonna leave that over there. Right.
I want to be able to get a girlfriend that I can po mouth and vent and say this and say that. And I don't want her to bring back up to me my past decisions, how certain things didn't work out when I moved this away. She don't want her friend. She got one good girlfriend that she done fell out with. Cause see, you can't hold hyenas accountable. This is why lionesses don't have friends. We don't have a lot of friends because it's too many hyenas. This is why the friends come and go for a lioness. You ever wonder why a lioness only get, maybe she might have one or two little girlfriends, a woman that she talks to, because she loses friends. A lioness lose friends when that same friend come and she got foolishness after foolishness, and you be trying to be nice, and all you doing is saying, well, girl, did you look at it like this, or did you, I ain't trying to have all this thrown back up in my face. Girl, get out my face. See, this is when a lioness start biting your head off. This is when we start doing that. We'll go ahead and bite your head off now, because get out my face. Because you come to me with problems. And I'm trying to listen. And I'm trying to have empathy about it. But you done came about 3, 4, 5 times with this same problem. And I'm trying to, I'm softballing you with it, And then the one time they come that one last time, and you got to give it to them straight, no chaser. Now, you ain't cussing them out or saying nothing rude to them, but you're just saying, hey, let's have a real moment here. Huh? Can we be real for a moment? Can we come out of the womanhood, you my sister girl? Can we just have a real moment, beloved? You moving stupid, baby. Okay? This is stupid. Huh? You done made the same decision 3 times now, and it done turned out bad. Now you're coming back again now. Y'all, you just say anything to me, you think you can talk to me? Well, get out my face. Because ain't nobody throwing nothing up at you. I'm talking to you about you. And here's the other thing. Don't bring me no conversation I can't be in. Don't start no conversation with me. You don't want me to chime in. Don't tell me no information and have no conversation with me, and I ain't got the right to say nothing about it. Don't tell me. Keep it to yourself then. Because you're not going to have no hour-long conversation, 2-hour-long conversation with me, and I can't ask no questions or clarify nothing or, ask what's going on or try to interject. Now I'm doing too much. Get off my phone. Get off my phone. You heard me. Baby, get off my phone, beloved. I don't want to talk about this no more. Because you ain't trying to get to no solution. You just want to keep on talking, baby. I don't have time. I don't have time. I got my own issues. Especially you don't want to talk no solutions. I'm tired of hearing this little pity party. Your mouth, you on the phone with your mouth long enough to suck peas out of hot sauce bottle, and I ain't supposed to say nothing about it, girl.
Right over. Okay, so, but I have someone, I consider her sister, a really good friend that I can talk to. I can call. She'll pray with me. She understands the spiritual things I'm going through, as well as the physical and the financial. And I don't feel horrible when I get off the phone, where with so many other people, I feel like crap. I am hard enough on myself. And it's difficult because I think back to who I am. I went to school on an to college on an academic scholarship. I graduated with honors. I'm talented. I'm smart. I have a great work ethic. And it's just been hard because.
And it's those things that make her think she better than everybody. She went to college on a academic scholarship. You know, she know how to get out there and work and stuff like that. That's what make her think she too smart for advice. She gonna outsmart everybody. She's smarter than everybody. Not even listening to God, and he trying to humble you. You understand that? We don't be knowing when God be trying to make us sit down. Go sit down. Because now you're arrogant and you're haughty and prideful. Now let me put you in a position where you can't be proud of it. Let me put you in a position where that scholarship don't help you. Let me put you in a position where that work ethic don't help you. Because see, what people fail to understand is that Allah is the provider. We do not acquire things through our own effort. We acquire things when Allah say we supposed to get them. That's when we acquire things. The effort is so that you not have entitlement. That's what the effort is for. To make you do it, work to get to this point. But everybody's provision, how much money, how much food, how much air they gonna breathe, how many steps they gonna take, how many times their heart gonna beat. Every provision was written for you 50,000 years before the existence. The ink is dry. You're gonna get what you're gonna get, but you don't know that. That's the test. You don't know what you're supposed to get. So the test is to put your effort into doing righteous good things and put your trust in Allah. Put your effort in your hand. Put your trust in Allah. That's the test. Go and make the effort. The trust is for Allah. The trust is not in your effort. How many people work and never get a dime? How many people don't lift their finger and get the money? It's not about, the work is for your edification. It's for your spiritual building. It's to build your character. It's to build your integrity. That's what that's for. You're supposed to work on your character, your integrity, your spiritual self, your health, your family appearance, values, and all. You're supposed to work on that yourself. That's what the work is for. You're going to get what you're going to get. So you ain't got to scheme and scam and lie and sneak and you ain't got to do none of that. And God be trying to get that arrogance and that pride out of you. The work of your hand, you don't get anything by the work of your hand. You get it because I give it to you. You can't make stuff yours. You can't do it yourself. Them skills, those are skills I gave you. That intelligence, I gave you that. All the tools that you think that you're doing all of this stuff yourself, I do it. Not a leaf fall from the tree without my permission. Me, not you, me. You don't have any khudrat. Nothing happens except by the will and the permission of Allah. Nothing. You don't draw your next breath without it. You don't blink your eye without it. All of that is from Allah. Your trust for Allah, the work for your hands.
I'm not making the money I was making, but God knows I am so grateful to be working. And I've just panicked because I'm trying not to resort to any of my old ways. I don't want to borrow any money. Because of course my credit has tanked, my life to come back together. And it's hard. And I think, oh my gosh, I am 7 years on the other side of 50. And waiting for this to work out is hard. And I don't know what I'm going to do. She kind of laughed at me because I said, you know what? I'm at the point where I want to give away what I can give away, put all my stuff in storage, and live in my car. I don't want to do that. Please, God, that is not what I want. I don't want to do that. But that's what I feel, because I feel like that's the only way I'm going to catch up and get back on track. This is hard. This is harder than I thought it would be. And it's the first time in my life I have felt like I don't have an out, that I'm stuck and I can't move. And that is suffocating. And it makes me, in this wide open space, claustrophobic, life claustrophobic, and it's difficult. I love my job. I mean, it's not anything to write home about, but it's peaceful here. I get along with, I get along with the people. My manager here is great. I cannot complain. Everything that has happened are the repercussions of my actions, because I chose to chase a dream and I feel like I did it the wrong way. So here I am.
That's not your problem. The problem is that when Allah gave you all that you are now searching for, you were an ingrate. All that you wish you had now, you had it. He had given you that in abundance. All that you want now, you had. He had already given it to you, and you were an ingrate. You complained. You wished you had more. It wasn't enough for you. You wanted fame and fortune and attention and admiration from the world. That is what you wanted. See, people be getting mad at Allah for giving you what you want in your heart. See, Allah know what you want in your heart. Allah know your heart. And people think that that only means that he judges you on a curve because he know your heart. No, that's not all what that means. That means the dua, the desire of the heart that you keep on, despite what you say with your mouth. Here, he'll give it to you because you keep asking him here. You ask him here. You were an ingrate. You miss it, don't you? You miss the stability he gave you. He gave you stability in spite of not giving you a husband, and you did not appreciate. And we know you didn't appreciate it because you torpedoed it on your own with no provocation. And you went and did whatever it was in the back of your mind that you thought you could do. And when Allah put safety nets in to catch you on your full way down, you dodged the safety net on your way down, and he just let you hit the flow. And to be honest, he's still merciful because you still got a job, don't you? He gave you something. Oh, Allah is the most merciful and the beneficent. See, it's mercy even in the punishment. It's mercy even in the punishment. And this ain't even so much punishment. This just a little whooping. This a little whooping. Because if he want to give you a punishment, you'll know. You won't even have to think about it. Your life will be so upside down. He just put you over his knee. That's all. That's all that's happening right now. You still ain't get the lesson. You still not getting the lesson. That's your problem. You're not going to get out of this cycle till you get the lesson. That's why people be stuck in patterns in their life. It don't ever progress. It's just that's because you ain't getting the lesson. The lesson you supposed to get out of it, you ain't getting it. You not getting it. So simple. Einstein will miss it and Bozo will get it. We're going to let her do a little bit more and then we're going to round it up. I'm not going to complete this out.
I'm sitting in my car at work and I said, record the video. Somebody I watch and used to follow, I don't follow anymore. I won't call their person's name, but they were a financial guru, said something. Basically, if you haven't, I guess you haven't accomplished or gained or whatever, you shouldn't be on YouTube. You shouldn't be talking about your life. You need to basically saying you need to wait until, you're all set and you're good and you can go back and talk about how you made it. Y'all, I'm in it. And I'm going to record while I'm in it. And this is hard because this is embarrassing. This is not how I thought my life would be. But there are so many other things I know I have to be grateful for. I'm not, I don't have any, I guess, crazy, I'm not homeless. I'm not homeless. I still have my car, but I'm just tired of robbing Peter and Paul to pay Andrew, who now wants his money. I know it's crazy the way I say those things, but I'm tired. I don't want to borrow. I don't want to ask my family for help. Not that they would. I mean, not that they would have an issue with it, but I'm too old. I need this to come together. I need this to work out. I need to know that God is with me and he's working this out. And I just don't realize it yet. And a lot of times I isolate when things are bad.
Still ain't learned the lesson. We're going to end it off right there. Still think he's a fairy godmother. That blows me. People that think that. People that think that God is a Disney fairy godmother. That he literally waves a wand and things are back. You ain't did no work. You still sitting there hoping and wishing, but you ain't did no work. What's the work? What's the work? The work is the introspection and coming to Allah, not asking what Allah, why he ain't did this and why he ain't did that, or asking him to do something. You supposed to come to the Lord. She ain't repented. She don't think she got nothing to repent for. See, folks think when you talk to God, you supposed to just ask for stuff you want. You supposed to come to God and say, you sorry. And tell Allah what you gonna do. What you gonna do. Tell Allah what you gonna do. Tell Allah how you gonna stop being hard-headed and how you gonna follow what he said. You got to come to Allah and tell him that you sorry for thinking you smarter than him and for spitting on every blessing that he give you. Because you want more, you think you can get more. You got to clarify your spirit and your mind. You still thinking. You still thinking and figuring. All that you had before, it seemed like a dream now, don't it? And if he give it to her again without her doing the work, she'll be an ingrate again. And she'll spit in his face again about it. See, Allah is not to be mocked or played with. Because he can take you through it by your hand, taking you through the lesson, and he's still talking about, I just want to know, is he with me? He with you every step of that. You're not with him. He with you. You're not with him. That's the problem. That's why Allah talk about it in the Quran. How people, after they see him on the day of judgment and they see the reality, they see the truth, and they'll beg Allah, yeah, Allah, we'll ransom ourselves. Just send us back. Send us back. And we'll obey. And Allah said, no, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. Even after this, if I send you back into the world, you will disobey again. You'll do it again. I guarantee you'll do it again. This is why the hellfire is forever. The hellfire is forever, the same way paradise is forever. You had one lifetime of disobedience, and people don't think it's fair. Why you got to be punished forever? Because your intent was to do this forever. Had you lived 1,000,000 years, you would have been disobedient 1,000,000 years. You died with the intent. And if I were to send you back, you'd do it again. I can show you the reality, send you back to your life, and you do it again. All that same foolishness you got up to the first time, you would do it again. Because I know you. I made you. I know you. You would do it again. You would do it again. Anyway, let me get to the rest of these super chats. There's some more super chats. Thank you. Pharaoh said, I just hope she don't get an OF job and she look like Cole's mom off of Martin. Thank you, Miss Mia, for your super stick. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jabrina said, listening to non-accountable people drain your energy. Nope, take your woe is me across the street. My husband is my best friend. Yeah. We not doing woe is me because you're not listening. Thank you once again. Pharaoh said they too stank for criticism. I appreciate everybody coming through and taking a listen at this. This was a lesson. I hope people can draw something from it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on up out of here. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.